Well, good afternoon and welcome to Ed's Orchids. Now I'm inside the house now and we're having a look at the Cattleyas because one gentleman has commented on my video, how is the Cattleya Almaquis Trimpley going on? And I've looked back and I got this on the April of the 11th this year from the orchid garden, and if you look back on that you can see the horrendous problems we had taking it out of the pot and exposing the roots. So this is how many months after is that? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 7 months virtually to the day since I've had this. So let's see what's happened. I mean, if you remember, if you go back to have a look at that, I had to cut most of the roots off, and I've been a bit annoyed with this all the time. But now we've got a growth here, a new growth. But on the other side there's a new growth, and believe it or not, I've only just noticed this morning. This is the new growth, that it's got a sheath in it. So all that's come about in 7 months, and we're beginning to get some new roots. So I'm very, very pleased with that one, because these are a beautiful, beautiful yellow, excuse me, a yellow bloom with a lovely red lip. But that was amazing. I fancy only just noticing that. It's still strung up because I think it might be still be a little bit floppy in the medium. So I'm watering them, and then I'll show you, have a look at them one by one. Well, this is a plant now that I've noticed needs wiring up again. It needs everything straightening up, and I think they'll all come up eventually. This one has been shorter roots, but it's growing some roots nicely now. And there we are, this is how I'm watering them. See, the water is full up to there, and it's the water out of the aquarium, so that's good stuff. And I just leave it in and let them soak, because the pot just fits on the rim, so it's handy as that one. Now this plant is, I think it's that white boulder. I just can't see its label at the moment, but that needs attending to, which I'll do in the next couple of days. Now this is a white boulder, so I must have lost the label on the other one somewhere. It'll turn up. It'll turn up. And this is no real good new growths on it at all. This is a new growth this year, you know, but yeah, I suppose it's alright. It needs this sheet taken off it, but it's difficult with one hand. Just needs peeling off. But I'll take all that off, as I say, after I finish this video. And that's the, let's have a proper name of it, if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Cattleya Chongu Swan White Boulder. And that's a beautiful flower when it flowers, if this one ever flowers. Is the Cattleya Pink Empress. And this one is in spike nicely with a nice bud. You can see it there. Can you see the, you can't really see the growth of the bud inside, but it's up to there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the top off, and it will give the plant room to grow then, and it'll shoot away. It'll grow 3 times quicker than it would if we left it like it is. So I just nip that off. Now then, how am I going to do this? Can I do it left-handed? We'll see. Sorry if the camera's moving a little bit, but How am I going to get to it? There we are. Just cut the top off like that, and you'll find out in the next couple of days it'll rapid grow straight up. I think that's because you're letting oxygen in, so I think that's what's going in. So that should be nice. In a couple of months or 5 weeks time we should have a nice pink empress there, which is beautiful. Roots, let's have a look. No, not many, a lot growing there, as you can see, coming through. They're making a sudden surge, so that should have plenty of roots in a bit. So I'm pleased about that one as well. And this is the golf green hairy pig that has been stagnant for months, hasn't moved, but I'm pleased to say I've just noticed that here, nice growth coming out, a new growth, so that's good. And that's the only one I've seen, that's the only move this plant has made in the last 7 months. But we'll just give that a watering now and have a look at the other one. And this is the Cattleya Hair Song Tian Moo, and this sent up a spike but nothing happened to it, a sheath, sorry, nothing happened to it, but it was telling me it's trying to flower. And there's a new growth here, it's grown very nicely, and this is inundated with roots, absolutely hundreds of them. So we can move that, see if there's any more around there. Yeah, look at that. I'll put it back, and down here too, some beautiful roots on that one, so that should flower for me next year very nicely. Cattleya Hair Song Tian Moo, most beautiful flower, this one, very very deep red, and if it's one like I used to have, the petals feel like velvet, absolutely gorgeous. Hair Song Tian Moo. Now this is a Cattleya Dowiana that came as a very small seedling from the orchid garden, and it's grown very very well in the last 6 months, and here's the new growth. Absolutely lovely. That's getting ready for being propped up a little bit, so I'll do that shortly. I don't water this as much for some reason, don't ask me why, but I think if you water these too much, the roots will rot. These ones really like to dry out properly. You know, they live at the top of the trees in Costa Rica where it's very hot, and they probably get a bit of humidity, and that's probably all they get up there. So that's why I don't water them too much. And this one is Cattleya Dowiana aurea, but this was mounted at once, but wasn't doing much, so I've repotted it in here, and there's the new growth. So that's got a nice new growth in, so same as the other, I don't water it too much, put plenty of air in this pot so it dries out pretty quickly. So that's another one I'm quite pleased with, and I'm hoping that will flower next year. But you never know, do you, with orchids, when they're going to flower. They surprise you more often than not. And the only other one I've got in the house is this I've forgotten what it's called now. Oh dear. Oh, this King of Taiwan, that's right. God, I'm using that many names and reading that much stuff, I keep forgetting about them. But I showed you that yesterday, but that's doing very nicely, King of Taiwan. As I said, that's all I've got in the house, so I've got plenty more in the greenhouse, so we'll go down there and have a look at those. Well, we'll just go down to the greenhouse and have a look in there. Yep, we've got these Cattleyas up here, so we'll have a look at those. Before we have a look, we'll just have a glimpse at the roots, as you can see. They all seem to be doing pretty well. We'll get them down and have a look at them. Now this is one of those Cattleyas that the labeller's got misread, or something Dancer Rouge. So I'll find out what it is when it flowers. But this thing's doing okay. New growth here. Once again, the sheath that needs taking off, but quite pleased with that one, so we'll hang that one up and get the other one down. Now this has grown very well this year without making any significant progress. It's put new growth up but no signs of blooming, and it's absolutely got loads and loads of roots. But that's not showing any signs of flowering yet. But these two, this one and this one, are the new growths. So that should flower next year. Luke Tone African Beauty. Now this one hasn't shown any growth at all since I've had it, although it's got plenty of roots coming out all round the sides. And this is Rhyncholalia Cattleya Liu Hope, L-I-O-U. Right, no new growth at all. So I just keep hoping that will take off sometime and show me that it's feeling okay and it's growing, but it's taking its time, that one. But I suppose it will do, looking at all the roots. And this is one that I nearly binned months ago. It's the Little Dipper, and the only thing it had was this leaf and a rootstock. But I kept watering it, I give it plenty of light, and it's thrown up this this new growth now. So it's only a Little Dipper, so it's only a little plant, and I don't know what the flowers are like, but hopefully that'll show some progress. Now this is the monstrosity we've got off eBay. Just 4 dead leaves and no roots. But I'm pleased to say now that it looks like we've got a little new growth coming up there. Yep. So hopefully that's another one we're going to have a little bit of success with. This is on a mount, of course, one of those corks that just stands up. So I'll put this back and have a look at another one. This is another one I've had a bit of trouble with, and I think it's the last I'm going to show you. And this is the Mahina Yahiro Ulii, and it originally that way up, but it sent a growth out that way, so I now have it that way up. Unfortunately there's no roots on it yet. I'm not going to take the moss off to have a look, but I just keep it nicely damp and moist, and hope the new growth starts producing a nice decent plant. Mahina Yahiro Ulii. Well, that's all I can show you on the Cattleyas. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope the gentleman who asked me about the Alma Key has a look at it, because that's the plant that has really pleased me. So until next time, we'll just have a look at this Corolla Odenauer. Beautiful. Cross between Glaucophyllum and Rothschildianum. Absolutely lovely. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate it if you did so. So thank you very much again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all later.